Good afternoon. Welcome to another amazing show at Ditokello Tsa Hao. I'm your amazing host, Tshepo Ngoato. And today we're going to be talking about a very interesting conversation, key and priority population. But before that, kindly ensure that you follow us on all social media platforms at Sanek_trust and ensure that you text us on WhatsApp at 067-267-3103. Today we've got an amazing guest all the way from Pretoria. And she is a profound young person who's a human rights defender, does amazing work. And I must say, it will be actually good to hear from her the amazing things that she does and the background of the things that she does at work. How are you, Mable?
I'm good. How are you, Tshepo?
I'm good. It's a beautiful day.
It is. It is.
Tell us a bit about
Monday.
Monday. Hey, what can you say? Tell us a bit about yourself.
My name.
Who are you? Where you from? What you do? You know.
My name is Mable Aphane. I'm a paralegal officer for Access Chapter 2. I'm based in Pretoria, but we do have other offices. Access Chapter 2 is an NGO that promotes and protects the rights of LGBTI people, women, and girls. And it's an honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's good that you're here. Since you're saying that you guys are doing protection defending amongst K-pops.
Yes.
What is K-pops?
K-pops are groups of people that are affected by certain health issues due to their behavior or circumstances. These are people that mostly experience challenges when it comes to legal and health issues.
Speaking about health, because when you're talking about that, and I think in South Africa we've had a lot of challenge. In South Africa we've had a lot of challenges entirely about our health issues. Probably in the K-pops, because I know that there's a lot of barriers that are happening in healthcare facilities.
Yeah.
What are they?
I'll speak mostly on the key populations that we work with at Access Chapter 2 and the ones that I work with on a daily basis to avoid being, the public, when you say wrong things in a public platform, you will get in trouble. So let's start with the LGBTI people in the health spaces. The challenges that they face is for lesbian women mostly. They have challenges with health workers that are very discriminatory towards lesbian women. You'd go for a regular checkup, you have flu, and you are told to take a pregnancy test. It's not wrong. If Ines sees a woman, she's going to say you have to take a pregnancy test. This is protocol. But after I have explained why it would be unnecessary, and then you insist that no, we should take this pregnancy test, and then we have a problem. Because I can't say I'm lesbian. There's no need for this pregnancy test. There's no need for me to be holding a cup and going to pee elsewhere. But the problem now starts when you are victimized, where you're supposed to get help. You mentioned that you're lesbian. Yes, sister, now that's discriminatory. That's very discriminatory. That's unfair. That's my rights are being very violated at some point. And it's an issue not only for LGBTI people. It's an issue for people living with disabilities, people living with HIV. We have also issues with MSM, men sleeping with men who go for PrEP, and they are questioned also. Yeah, it's quite a lot. Quite a lot, really.
So as a person that's at home right now, who is part of the key and vulnerable population, if I want to really seek help, where do I go and how do I seek help?
There are organizations, There are organizations all over in many provinces. Like I said, Access Chapter 2 is in Pretoria. Not only in Pretoria. We have an office in Mpumalanga. We have an office in Rustenburg in the northwest. We have also in the Eastern Cape, and our head office is in Gauteng, yes. But anyone that can reach out to us, those that fall under the key population, they can actually get help. We love it. It's our job. It's our work on a daily basis. I went to a certain place and I was discriminated against because of this. My rights were violated because of 1, 2, 3. We are able to assist. There are other organizations that do the very same job as us, but wherever you are, we can reach you. Relax.
Everybody's there.
We are there. We have lawyers, we have attorneys, we have activists within the space. We will put up placards and go fight for you. No my gupi.
When you're speaking about placards, and we know that social media plays a big role in such, and I want to understand, how do we utilize social media and be able to create those key messages for key and vulnerable populations?
Allies, I think I always say this. People need to be our allies. Heterosexual people need to be allies for the LGBTI, When I experience and you can't defend it, it doesn't mean if you defend I'm a gay as a man, you are gay. Doesn't make you gay. It just makes you an ally and a person that understands no human being should be treated like this. We have rights. You are violating a person's rights. So if the media can actually use people with influence to speak about these things, podcasts like these ones, invite people with influence. You can invite people who bring you a lot of views or viewers to come talk about these things. They can just, you can create a platform where a person who doesn't fall under the K-pop come and talk about it in an instance. Even a gay person sitting at home, hearing a very influential person speaking about their life in a very positive way. It keeps you in right now nje ukuthi nangu Beyonce khuluma ngami and is protecting me. People who love Beyonce are going to say, hey, I don't want to hate Beyonce. But I have, if Beyonce is okay with protecting people who are living with disabilities, if Beyonce is protecting people who are living with HIV, and then who am I?
Then what are the most cases, pertaining the human rights violations that you know of under the key and vulnerable populations? Because we know that you spoke about healthcare facilities.
Yeah.
Social media plays a big role.
It does.
But now, when you are building up a social media plan, you need to specify the ones that are mostly violated.
Yeah.
Which ones are the mostly violated in South Africa?
I'd say the LGBTI. I don't want to speak much on reasons why people discriminate lesbians within the lesbians, gays, bisexual, trans men, trans women, queer people, and intersex. I don't want to speak much on the reasons why they do it, but I will speak on the cases that we receive of that K-pop specifically. See, told such cases, a person is living with HIV, a colleague somehow knows, and now in the workspace, so young, you say, now maphilisi akho Mable phela sewuphuzile, now you are disclosing my status to other people. That's a human rights a violation. You are violating my rights. If it's not people living with HIV, people living with disabilities are not being included in a lot of things. In workspaces, in the public, we don't have where disabled people can just go do things because they don't aguna any of ama resources that accommodate them. We have also, it's quite a lot. If it's not the LGBTI, when it comes to health facilities, we have a problem of them being unfairly dismissed or dismissed because of their sexual orientation.
Okay, then what hopes would you give to key and vulnerable populations pertaining their rights and the violations that have been happening?
People need to speak up. People need to speak up. People need to know that these things happen, because the more you are quiet after you experience discrimination by someone else, the more you keep quiet about it, as the more you let it happen more, you perpetuate it. They need to speak up. These key pops need to speak up when they experience these things. They need to visit organizations that they know. We can't work if people don't report these things. I can't know that there's a lesbian right now out there who is being discriminated against in a health facility, having their right to access healthcare being violated if they don't speak up. You don't have to say angsai in clinic because Sister Bettina is saying 1, 2, 3 about me. You're going to die. You're going to die because Sikona, we are a voice of voiceless people lang apparently.
Then what would you say to a nurse that's working in a health facility that's already doing violations?
Do your job. Sister Bettina, do your job. Ungahlukumeza abantu, because everyone has a right. Before I have a right of accessing these services, I have a right to be respected and treated with dignity. That's also a human right. If muntu ukufekile when you are doing your job, akakdelelanga uyigay and they didn't disrespect you, you just help them. You just help them. I'm sure there are policies that bind them nabo as healthcare workers that they should abide with. You must question a person's sexual orientation when they come to get help. You must question a person who's a sex worker who just came to get help, to get more condoms to keep the job their job going. Don't do things as ngekhe. Treat people with respect. Do your job. If you need sensitization, call us. We also do trainings. We sensitize people on these issues that are always a problem in South Africa.
And I think most of the time when you go to health facilities, yes, we've been violated, but there's also that community. You're from a community background, and within the community there are certain people who are stigmatizing you. Not just the community, but ekaya.
Yeah,
and we know with ekaya, you've been violated in your home ground, lapukule kona, and there's a family like your mother or a father or uncle who's against the certain, probably you're a sex worker or from different within the key populations that you have mentioned. Then in such a case, how do you manage such a case as a human rights defender?
Nothing beats education. I believe in educating people a lot. People need to be educated. You'd find even if bezikona, apparently bezikona, but bayazifihla. But we need to educate them. You can't expect a 60-year-old man to know what a lesbian is. So if they are teachable, you teach them. It's one day at a time. One person teaches another. No, this is not a wrong thing. This is umtanamo disabled is not a ghost. They are human. Umtanamo gay is umtanami agasi ghost. They are human. Umtanamo is sex worker has a right. They are human. They have human rights. So you need to take it upon yourself sometimes to educate the people around you about your life and isn't as ningi or as a person. And organizations do these education things also we have this sensitization programs and trainings. Kuningi nje. Different organizations do different jobs. We are here for a reason.
I love the touching statement when you said, I'm human.
Yes,
and
I'm human.
The whole program of this is
Treat me as such.
I am human, and
Yes.
within my dignity as a human, I've got the right to be who I want to be,
Exactly.
the way I'm getting it.
Yes.
And within that, you are doing amounts of great work. But within that, you know that within the past decades, within South Africa, probably you can touch that. Do you think that as a country, we have literally done amazing improvements pertaining the key and vulnerable populations? Because you spoke about sex workers,
Yes.
which I think there's probably issues around sex worker issues that are actually escalating.
Yeah.
And also looking at, you spoke about people living with HIV, and there are, like you said, stigma and discrimination. But now, within the past years, do you feel like we as a country, have we done enough? Since you spoke about, we still have to do advocacy work, we still have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But do you think as a country we've done enough?
I think as a country we have done enough. We have done enough. We hear even President mentions women. He mentions people living with disabilities, which they deserve equal opportunities as everyone. The organizations within this country have and are still doing a great job when it comes to educating people and accommodating people living with different circumstances, like I said, and people living with different behaviors. We have done the job. We have, and we are still doing it. We are still pushing. If the day we stop working, you know that, yeah, but because we are still working, it means there is still work to do. There's still a long way to go. But because people know, people are aware, we will continue advocating, we'll continue raising awareness, we will continue making sure that having a right is not a privilege. It's owned to you. Like your T-shirt says, "Most rights for all, not and it's not a privilege." So,
what do you see the future of South Africa with key populations?
I think equal opportunities. People living with these circumstances are going to be able to see that they are deserving, not because it's a privilege, like I said, because it's owned to them. Because you know, a person living with disability can go get healthcare, can go to school, can do everything. That's the kind of future that I see for everyone, that they will learn that they do deserve opportunities are equal to everyone because they are human and it's owned to them.
Rights for all, ensuring that people can be able to get what they want, having a free generation of each and everything that goes on in South Africa, and ensuring that I can walk as free as possible and no one is going to touch me.
Yes. Yes, because that's how it should be. That's how it should be. That's where we should be heading, at least as a country. That's where we should be heading. There's quite a lot of issues, man, that we are facing as a country. But these ones are also a part of the problem. And we are still fighting with the problem. We are going to win at the end of the day. I'm really hopeful.
Then I think we talked about community. We talked about healthcare. And we talked about community. We talked about healthcare. And we know that, I think, the police services, are they really even helping enough pertaining, because you talked about the cases that are rendering pertaining that. Are the police services literally helping enough to actually give you the clarity to sort out some of those cases?
Cool. People are not doing their job, guys. When something, when there's an issue and it's not resolved same time, you know that someone didn't do their job. You know, Guti, once you receive a case from a a sex worker that they were unlawfully arrested or they were unfairly treated in a healthcare space, you know, Guti, there's someone that didn't do their job. So you go, you go talk to the right people, to the relevant people, and get people doing their job. It's not the same. It's not the same, really. I don't want to sound like I'm insulting Bantbet Bomtet on Kosiam.
No, but I think the honest truth is needed, because if we don't say it, how can we be able to get the message across there? Do we, within those police services, within probably you guys are doing majority of the cases, is there like a safe desk that's available for people within the key and vulnerable populations, or it's still not there?
It depends. Like I said, that if something doesn't happen, you know that someone didn't do their job. You'd find out there's a very open-minded person in the help desk. They're able to assist you. You find out there's an open-minded nurse somewhere, and they know their job and they're doing it very well. We are and it's not the same. It really differs. But that doesn't mean there's a problem. That doesn't mean the issues are not there. They're still there because people are not educated enough. We have help desks that are not educated, that are not sensitized, that are not aware of these group of people.
So we still have to modify and fix those issues.
Quite a lot.
So in order for ensuring that the community members can be able to fairly report those cases, and healthcare facilities, intensive training between police services, etc., is still needed, so they can handle cases properly.
True.
Yeah, South Africa, we still have a long way to go.
South Africa is a movie, as you say.
Yeah. But now, how can we support each other? I think that's a big question.
You have to support me as a queer woman, as a person living with disability, as a sex worker, as an MSM man sleeping with other men. You have to support me by just respecting me. That's my human right. You have to support me by being an ally for me. Defend me. If we don't rectify people who say wrong things or who deliver services that they are not hired for, and we let it go, it means we are saying it's okay. So if it's not happening to you, help another person not to go through it. If it's not happening to you and you see that it's wrong, defend it.
So what I'm getting, if you can be able to respect your parents,
yes,
or you can respect your grandmother, your friends, learn to respect also others. Learn to respect people from the key and vulnerable population. Because sonke siyafana.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
But at least religion does not play much into it. Okay, no, that's good. Then from there, from our Mrs. Mable.
Miss.
But how do I? I'm learning.
Yeah.
How do I identify you? Because I know that it's also different terms.
Oh, I identify as a lesbian woman. She, her are my pronouns.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. She, her.
She, her. We. She, her. Yes.
I graduated from the amazing Mable. She said a mouthful of key and vulnerable populations. And I'm learning. We're all learning as a country.
We should.
Yes. And I think we've got a way to actually, like you said, we still have a long way to go. The only way that is just for us to fix here and there to be able to modify our country.
That's true. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you today.
I had fun being here. Thank you so much.
So you must come back next time. We've got more space for you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I am definitely coming back. It feels good being here. I feel like a superstar already.
Yeah. Okay, I Likutwetsu from the amazing Mable. And she's a young lady and she has done amazing work. And I am your host, Tshepo Ngoato. You can simply just follow us on all social media platforms at Senec_trust, or simply just go on your simple WhatsApp, which is at 067 267 3103. and ensure that you follow us and get back to us. Make sure you join us next week, same time, same place at 3 p.m. on Monday. Sharp.